Welcome to this explainer. You know, if you've ever felt like managing a QA cycle is, well, kind of like trying to herd heavily caffeinated cats, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're taking those core testcraft fundamentals and distilling them into a dynamic, easy-to-follow blueprint. The goal? To totally streamline your manual testing at scale. Let's get into it.
So here's the million-dollar question that software testers and QA managers face literally every single day. How do you scale manual testing without scaling the chaos? Think about it. You add more features, you throw more testers at the problem, and suddenly, bam, your perfectly smooth release cycle is just a tangled mess. We definitely want to scale our output and our quality, not our confusion, right?
To get us there, here is our roadmap for today. First, the manual testing problem. Second, the scalable execution blueprint. Third, essential best practices. And finally, a real-world testing scenario.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the manual testing problem.
Look, without a structured, organized approach, manual testing at scale inevitably turns into this massive, costly bottleneck. It's just a fact. Bugs start slipping through the cracks, your testers end up overlapping on the exact same tasks, and those release dates, yeah, they just keep getting pushed. This kind of disorganization isn't just a minor headache. It literally leaks money and severely delays your time to market. Organization is absolutely crucial here. It is the fundamental requirement for speed.
Moving right along Section 2, the scalable execution blueprint.
Okay, so this is your master plan. It's the exact life cycle from minute 0 all the way to the final bug fix. Step 1, plan and prioritize your high-risk areas, the critical path. Step 2, organize all those tests into logical suites and batches. 3, always run your smoke tests first. 4, track your metrics rigorously. 5, fail fast and alert. And finally, Step 6, retest to verify those fixes and check for any regressions. Honestly, this 6-step loop is the absolute beating heart of scalable testing. Before we go any further, let's make sure we're using the same vocabulary, starting with smoke testing. Skipping this is a huge, incredibly common mistake. It's basically a rapid sanity check run right at the start to ensure foundational functions actually work. I mean, if your users can't even log into the app, there's zero point in spending 3 hours testing the exact shade of blue on a secondary menu button, right? And then we have fail fast. Now, this isn't just some trendy buzzword. It's a vital pacing mechanism. Failing fast means if a critical test bombs, you stop execution entirely and alert the dev team immediately. You do not waste hours on a fundamentally broken build. It definitely takes discipline, but man, it is your ultimate time saver.
All right, on to Section 3, essential best practices.
Think about running tests randomly without any real order versus organizing them into structured suites and batches. When testers just grab cases at random, gaps in your coverage are literally guaranteed. Instead, you've got to organize that workload. Group things by feature, by the user journey, or by risk level. Batching the work like this gives your whole team a natural rhythm and ensures nothing falls through the cracks. It's a total game changer. Now, tracking metrics is one thing, but to turn that data into a true mission control, it needs a purpose. Just tracking bugs found isn't enough. We're talking about tracking the pass and fail status of your batches, the raw defect count, the total cycle time, and, most importantly, the blockers. Blockers are the enemy of scale. Master these 4 metrics, and you've got a perfect pulse on your release health. Let's bring this all together in Section 4, a real-world testing scenario. Okay, picture this. It's minute 0, the release candidate just dropped on your desk, and the execution clock officially starts. Now, in a chaotic environment, people would just start clicking around completely at random. But, armed with our scalable blueprint, we know exactly what to do. Your absolute first move is to execute those prioritized smoke tests immediately. You verify that critical path with a quick sanity check. For example, if you're testing an e-commerce app, you need to know, can a user actually add an item to the cart and check out? We aren't looking at footer formatting right now. We're hitting the highest risk areas first. But wait, alert. Suddenly, during that initial smoke test, a critical path test fails. We hit a total brick wall. The checkout button just doesn't respond, meaning a user literally cannot buy the product. Now, the old way of doing things, a tester would log the bug and then waste another 4 hours testing the rest of that broken cart. Not us. We follow the golden rule. Stop and alert if critical fails. By strictly sticking to this, you totally shift your role.
You stop being just a passive bug logger and become an active guardian of your company's time and resources.
So, you implement that fail-fast protocol. You halt the current test batch completely and alert the development team immediately. Because you did that, the devs get the instant feedback they need to issue a hotfix. Meanwhile, your QA team can seamlessly pivot to a totally different, unaffected test suite while they wait. Literally zero wasted motion.
Fast forward a bit, you receive the developer fix for that checkout button. Now we enter the final phase. You retest that specific failure point, sure, but crucially, you also check for regression in the surrounding areas. Because, did fixing the checkout button accidentally break the promo code field? Structured retesting ensures that moving forward doesn't mean taking 2 steps back.
And the result of all this? You get a completely streamlined, scalable testing process that avoids those nasty bottlenecks. Plan, organize into suites, run smoke tests, track metrics, fail fast, and systematically retest. That exact blueprint transforms a disorganized nightmare into a rock-solid foundation. And that's what actually lets you add more testers and features without scaling the chaos. So I want to leave you with this thought. What is the single biggest bottleneck in your current manual QA process right now? Is it a lack of planning, or you may be skipping those crucial smoke tests? Identify it today. Grab the templates from our downloadable resources to start fixing your pipeline, and we'll see you in the next explainer.